Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to do my first cash stuffing of January of the new year. So I get paid bi-weekly. I am a bi-weekly full-time salaried employee, so my budget is going to be based on that. And I just feel like I need to make this disclaimer. I am choosing to do cash envelopes and sinking funds as just like a new technique for me to try in terms of my actual budget. So a lot of my bills, things like that, all are going to be automatically taken out of my checking account. So this is really just for, I would say, like spending, and then some savings obviously with the sinking funds. So this is just a portion of my paycheck. Like I said, a lot of it will stay in my checking account to pay bills. And then, so that's one piece of it. And then I kind of like did some math based on what my fiance and I spend in a week or in 2 weeks on, the cash envelope categories that I have created so far, to get those numbers. And then the leftover portion of my paycheck, when you take out my bills, and the cash envelopes and the sinking funds in this binder, will go into my savings account. So that's kind of how I've decided I'm going to at least start, and then, go from there once I kind of get a grasp. So this is my first time actually doing cash envelopes and committing to it. So we're just gonna learn together. We're gonna go through this together. So I'm gonna start by opening this binder. So this is just a recollections, I believe is what it is. Just like one of the basic binders that you get at Michael's. So that's that. And then the little zipper pouches I got on Amazon in a like 15 pack or something. And then the book here I actually made. So I just designed the like little page on Canva, and then I printed it out and laminated it, and I had this paper left over, which I believe is from a GP Sticker Studio sub box or something like eons ago that I got in a D-stash actually. So that's where that came from. I don't know if any of you are like planner community OGs, but back in the day when Holly Plans was on YouTube, she did a D-stash, and I think that that's where this paper came from. So anyway, let me just put out the bills here. I'm apologizing in advance. The table that I'm filming on is kind of, what's the right word? Like shallow. So I don't think there's going to be a ton of space to lay everything out nicely, which is going to upset me a little bit, but that's okay. Like I said, this is kind of a learning experience for all of us together. So, okie dokie. So, I went ahead, and since I am filming on my phone, I went ahead and wrote down in my little book here the amount that I will be stuffing in each envelope, and then I'm just going to count to make sure that the amount is correct, and then I'll write that in as we go. So first is going to be eating out, and also I apologize for my absolutely horrible ugly little labels. I have a tendency to get really hyper fixated on new hobbies and then like buy all the supplies and then not want to do it anymore. So if you've seen any of the like hyper fixation ADHD funny TikToks, it's literally me. So I'm going to stick with my little Avery labels until I actually prove to myself that I'm going to stick with this. So anyway, so that's that's why they look so crusty. So eating out is getting 25. So also I should say too, I had some starting amounts in some of these envelopes just based on like I had, leftover like birthday money and just general cash from like several years collectively that I've just been like stowing away basically in case of emergency. So I used what I already had and like stuffed some of the what I would consider to be like priority envelopes. I just kind of divvied it up. So that's why some of them have starting amounts and some of them don't. You'll see that like towards the end, some of them didn't get anything. So even though they're only like 3 days apart, this isn't like me double stuffing for the first paycheck of the month. It's like, it's just kind of cash I already had on hand that I figured I would put actually to a good use. So anyway, so now in eating out, we have 20, 40, 45. So I'm really excited to start this because I think I'm a very like visually minded person. And so I think that for me having, I mean, the whole idea behind cash envelopes is to have like a visual, like a visualization of your money and your spending habits. So I'm really hoping that this is going to like help me manage my spending a little bit more. So we shall see. But wellness is going to also get 25. So this is what I'm calling my like personal care category. 20, 25, and 30. So this can include anything from like, I don't know, makeup, hair care, personal care products, anything that I might want. So it's not just like health wellness, it's kind of just like overall personal wellness. I don't know, I thought it was a nicer name than personal care, so that's what I'm going with. And that's that. Household is obviously kind of self-explanatory. That's just going to be, you know, do we need more household cleaners or products in general, or do we want to buy something for the apartment, etc. So that's what that is. And household is getting 15 today. So also I apologize for the street noise. I do live in New York City and there is traffic at all times of the day, all the time. So I can't really avoid the really loud cars that drive by. But anyway, household is getting 15. So we have 20, 35. But yeah, so I'm really excited to be starting this channel. I am also a like memory planner, and I do also use a Hobonichi Weeks as my like everyday planner. So really excited to be posting videos for both of those hopefully in the future, fingers crossed. And yeah, I've wanted to have a planner channel for a very long time. Fun fact, I actually did way back in like what year is this? 2022, probably like 2018, I want to say. Yeah, I think 2018, I had an Erin Condren, and way back in like the Erin Condren heyday when there really weren't any other options out there yet. And I like filmed a few videos and then posted them, and then like the hyperfixation kind of died, but planning has always been something that I've kind of come back to cyclically. If I get out of it for a little bit, I always come back. So it's been fun to be like re-exploring planning again. So laundry's getting 50, and I like personally have not seen a ton of like city dwelling budget, like cash envelope budgeters. That has 70. I counted that in my head and didn't actually say it, but I don't know if anybody is familiar, but like in New York City, at least right now, I moved during COVID, so I'm not sure. I can't speak for like pre-COVID, but we really, at least in my neighborhood, don't have a ton of like actual laundromats, and I live in a pre-war building, so I don't have laundry in unit and not even in the building, which basically means that we do wash and fold. So we take our laundry down the street to the wash and fold place, and we drop it off, and then we pick it up at the end of the day, and it's all folded and cleaned and everything for us, and we just have to put it away. But it is like per pound. You have to pay per pound, so it's like 85 cents a pound, which is actually pretty good. A lot of places it's $1 per pound, but it really adds up. Even though my fiance and I try to do it bi-weekly, it still really adds up quite quickly. So that's why that's getting so much. Next we have miscellaneous / fun money. So it's gonna get 10. So we have 20 and 30. This is what I just kind of feel like if we just want to like treat ourselves, and I don't know, I can't even think of a good example because I feel like a lot of things are closing again. But if we wanted to treat ourselves and like, I literally can't think of anything. I don't know, go out to a bar or something. Then this would be kind of what I would use that for. Or just if there's like something that we need to purchase that we didn't budget for, can pull out of this as well. So next is a car. So my fiance and I currently do not have a car. Neither of us have a car just because living in New York City, it's very expensive to pay to store your car. And street parking is really never available in our neighborhood. So we both sold our cars when we moved here, but now we're looking to potentially buy like a shared car between the two of us. So that's why I'm going to be saving for that. So I also didn't mention the miscellaneous envelope is my last like cash envelope, and then now we're kind of getting into the actual sinking funds. So I'm not doing a ton of cash sinking funds just because I do keep tabs on my savings quite frequently and like prefer to use that as my sinking funds, just like it's just easier that way. But I do want to have a couple specifically like set aside for things versus just being like a general savings sinking fund. So that's why I'm doing some of these. So for car now we have 100, 250, which is great. Hopefully, yeah, and we're not sure, you know, like when we want to buy one or anything like that, but just kind of to have it already saved or like working towards that is, I think, really beneficial. So now you'll see this is hobbies is one of the envelopes that didn't get stuffed at all. So with my like random money that I had saved just like in an envelope. So hobbies is going to get 20. So this will go towards like sticker kits, potentially label, like nice looking labels for my cash envelopes. Actually, it'll probably go towards, I want to get like little wallet sized cash envelopes, probably from Budget with Amanda or The Planning Dancer, likely one of those two, just so I can actually like put it in my wallet, because these are pretty big. As you can see, they like fully fit a flat bill, so I think these are way too big for my little wallet, but I definitely will probably put this towards those at some point. So so hobbies did not have anything, so it is at 20, which is great. Then we have my AB folder. So I have a fur child, my beloved ragdoll cat named AB, and he is the light of my life. So he also, his little envelope did not get anything previously either, but it will be getting 20 today. I will probably use this for like grooming, most likely grooming. I think the vet bill will just come directly out of my account, but yeah, if you don't know anything about ragdoll cats, they are long-haired, beautiful long-haired cats, kind of like a Siamese, but with a lot more fur. And so his fur is like super long, gets really matted really easily, even if I brush him a lot, which I do. So I think we're gonna have to schedule more regular grooming appointments for the future, so that will be what I put that towards, or food or whatever else. He doesn't really play with toys, which is honestly sad. I wish he did, because I bought him a whole bunch and he just like genuinely does not care one bit for toys, but that's okay. It'll go towards grooming or food or litter or whatever. So all good there. Next is going to be house. So this is kind of like a really far in advance sinking fund, just because we don't really have any plans right now to like actually buy a house or like anything within that realm, but this is just kind of like, I want to have some money set aside specifically for this, just in case. You never know what's gonna happen. So house is getting 45. Oops. So house now has 50, 70, 95. Like I said, just to kind of have it put away, put aside for a specific purpose, I think just gives me a little bit more peace of mind. So there's house, and then emergency is the last sinking fund, and it is going to get 25. So eventually I would like to get to like at least 1,000 in here, if not more, and I'll probably end up like putting this back in the bank once it gets a little bit higher. But for now, this is just kind of like, I think there's a big difference, or maybe not a big difference, I should say, but I think that there's definitely a benefit to having like an emergency fund as like a savings account in the bank, and then also having an emergency like cash fund just in case something were to happen, like your card gets hacked or stolen or whatever. I always think it's good to have like a little bit of cash on hand. So that's kind of what my goal is for this sinking fund. So emergency now has 150, 170, 175. So just kind of to have on hand in case something happens and we need to use it. I'm really excited about that. So that is the last envelope to stuff. I just wanted to also share that I am going to be doing the $1 savings challenge. So any ones that we get back from like change from our cash envelopes will be going in here. So we are currently, I counted, we are currently at $19, which is awesome. So we will continue to add to that. And then that is pretty much it. I don't think I mentioned this, but I meant to. So my fiance will actually also be matching my contributions to our cash envelopes. So eating out, wellness, he's not gonna match wellness because that's really just for me. He can do his own. But he's going to be matching eating out, household, laundry, and the miscellaneous. So I will be stuffing them at some point. I'm not going to film that just because it's going to be only those 4 and not really all the sinking funds. But that is it. So I appreciate you watching this video. If you have any cash envelope tips, tricks, anything that you recommend, please leave a comment down below. Otherwise, I hope that you will subscribe, stick around, come back. I'm hoping to have some really exciting planner content ready to go pretty soon. So thanks for watching.